Hey you Prodigies, Charles here, and as promised, I'm going to share with you all of the theories for Tattletail that I have done in March of this year. I'm doing this because I get many comments from people asking me about things that I've already covered in depth, and this will really help you catch up if you haven't been able to watch all of the theories, or if you've missed out on some. In the description you will see a list of the theories included, their timestamps, and links to the videos that they stem from. If you are new to the channel, be sure to say hi and let me know what you think about the videos so far. I read and reply to as many comments as I can. I really want to say thank you to all of the prodigies who have been liking my videos. It really helps and I appreciate it so much. If you find this video to be too long for you, remember to tap Add To and select Watch Later to save your progress, or just do it for fun. And remember to let me know what you think about any of the theories, and if you are brand new, subscribe and tap that bell for more horror game theories. Okay, I'm going to stop yapping now. Get ready for the theories in 3, 2... Another Tattletail conspiracy theory? You betcha! Hey yo Prodigies, Charles here, and in this video we will be looking at whether or not Mama is only a prototype. If you would like more Tattletail theories, remember to subscribe and tap that bell, as on top of the many theories I already have made, there will be more to come. Just before we begin, if you find this video too long, tap Add To and select Watch Later to save your progress. Let's start with what we know. We know that Mama may have been banned due to harming a child, as the Tattletail Steam page mentions that Mama Tattletail may have bitten a child's eyes out. We also know that there are secret codes that you can enter when you put the VHS in the child's TV. These can be obtained from the products tag in the secret ending, and one of them corresponds to a scene change that shows a room full of mamas. When observing the room full of mamas, we can see that one of the mamas is looking around suspiciously. On top of this, there is another code that you can enter in the VHS sequence to show the image of a wall that plainly says 04 prototype on it. Mama is probably also handmade, as when we get to the secret ending, we can see a message saying that Tattletails are handmade with care on their products tag, and Mama is the original Tattletail. Got all those facts? Now let's bring it all together. For Mama to be a prototype, we need to justify exactly why she might be branded as one. A prototype can be defined as a first or preliminary version of a device or vehicle from which other forms are developed. As the Steam page says that Mama was the original Tattletail, it now definitely makes sense that she could be branded as a prototype. The fact that Mama seems to malfunction and performs unintended actions might even suggest that she was a faulty prototype. Aside from the fact that Mama was the original Tattletail, we need to keep in mind that she was also banned before the events of the game. This might result in the definition of prototype, shifting from Mama being a prototype Tattletail to Mama being a new and improved, except not so improved after all, prototype Mama. In other words, Mama might have been a faulty version of a brand new Mama prototype. What if they were designing a new Mama to make a special release celebrating the arrival of the brand new Baby Talking Tattletails in the Christmas period? Remember that Baby Talking Tattletails would have been released in at least October of 1998, according to the Waygetter website, and at this time, the special white or silver and black Tattletails were not yet released. This new Mama may have been planned to be released along with these new special Tattletails to take advantage of the Christmas hype. Playing the VHS tape reveals that the tape does not have the Mama Not Available caption included, unlike in the game's trailer's version. If we consider the points mentioned in my Tattletail Wolfpack theory, Waygetter may have planned to change this, but at the time they were still making the decision, the mamas would have gone rabid and escaped the facility to collect all of the baby Tattletails after a programming malfunction, or some kind of weird possession. For more information on this, check out the Why Mama Wants You Dead card that will appear on the screen now. Hold up. Let's take a step back for a second. We don't have any solid evidence that the 04 prototype sign actually points to the room full of mamas. We also don't know the exact reason as to why Mama goes completely crazy, but we have discussed why this may be the case in the past. Also, why is the commercial in the game trailer more complete than the one in the actual game? By the way, I'm not talking about the missing blood splatter that we see in the trailer, as that was likely done by Waygetter to lower the maturity rating for the game's release. I'm talking about the missing caption that shows when Mama creepily stares at us in the trailer. I think that this space was initially reserved to show the release date for the new Mama, but things had to change very quickly when Mama went psycho. Was the Mama prototype actually deemed incomplete despite a rehaul? And who was around or left behind to even make the changes? After the Mama massacre, It seems almost as if no one was left unharmed by Mama. Was someone actually controlling it the whole time? Also, why is Waygetter stockpiling so many Mamas if they are in the prototyping stage? If they were already prepared to make a commercial about it, this might actually be a hint that Waygetter had already moved it past testing and the prototyping stage and it was already a complete product. Prodigies? It is a little bit freaky, but I think someone might actually be trying to plot something bigger than a simple toy release. What do you think? Another Tattletail theory? You betcha! Hey yo Prodigies, Charles here, and in this video I will be sharing with you another Tattletail theory. This one will explain when Mama was banned and the possible history of Mama. If you would like more Tattletail theories, remember to subscribe and tap that bell, as on top of the many theories I have already made, there will be more to come. If you think that this video is too long for you to watch, remember that you can tap Add To and select Watch Later to save your progress, or just do it for fun. Let's start with what we know. We know that Tattletail, the game, is designed to give us reasons why Mama was potentially banned through its story. We also know that Mama was banned before the events of the game, according to the Steam page. According to the game and the trailer, the events of the game take place in 1998. Mama is commonly also compared to the toy in real life, the Teddy Ruxpin, by the Tattletail community. Got all those facts? Now let's bring it all together. According to the Steam page, Mama was said to be banned before the baby talking Tattletail was released, but not many people point out that the Steam page mentions that Mama was banned years before the release of the talking Tattletails. How can we determine the time period in which Mama was banned if she wasn't banned during the events of the game? There are two ways that I will share with you. 1. We need to recognize that Mama could not have been banned on or after 1998 due to the wording of the Steam page. And 2. We can draw comparisons with a real-life toy that many believe Mama to be based on, the Teddy Ruxpin. The Teddy Ruxpin was an old toy that worked by inserting audio cassettes into it to tell stories, much like Mama Tattletail, and it moved its facial features around as it told these stories.
Hi there, my name is Teddy Ruxpin. How are you today?
What's even freakier is that it makes a similar tone to the Mama sound that we hear in the game as it speaks.
Hi, my name is Teddy Ruxpin.
The children thought that Mama would never find them as long as she couldn't see them.
Looking at the toy's history, many people believed it to be a very scary toy, but I cannot find any legitimate evidence that the toy was ever banned or recalled for harming its owners, even though it may not ever have been dangerous. Although that moving mouth does look like it could nip somebody, we may be able to compare the life of the Teddy Ruxpin with that of Mama. From this, we can guess at when Mama was released by looking at the release information of Teddy Ruxpin. That is also where Mama's possible history comes in. From this information, we can see that Teddy Ruxpin was released in 1985. So now we have some interesting and important information. We now know that Mama could have been in circulation between 1985 and 1998. While the Steam page suggests that Mama was banned many years before the release of the baby Tattletails, I would like to be conservative and say that this would be at least 3 years before. This means that Mama could now have been sold between 1985 and 1995. Can we narrow this down any further though? Actually, we can. We can also see that the Teddy Ruxpin had 3 separate releases before the year 2000. One run from 1985 until 1988, which is when the first company that made it, Worlds of Wonder, or WOW, released it before they went bankrupt. There was also another run in 1991 to 1996. This happened when Hasbro, a popular toy company that many of you probably already know, picked up the rights to sell the toy. Interestingly, another version was made by a company called Yes Entertainment, who was owned by the same person who owned WOW in 1998. The reason why I mentioned the release in 1998 is because it is particularly interesting information that helps us mirror Mama's production periods with Teddy Ruxpins. Why? We have already suggested that Mama was to receive a 1998 release in the Mama is only a prototype conspiracy theory. What's even more shocking is that the 1998 release of the Teddy Ruxpin had a video pack accessory that allowed it to comment on what you were watching on the TV through your VCR. And a Teddy Ruxpin TV show was released on VHS tape around this time. It's almost as if this fact alone gives us enough reason to compare Teddy Ruxpin with Mama, even if the Teddy Ruxpin was never banned, as Mama had a cursed VHS tape in the game. It's even been reported that some packs of this 1998 version of the Teddy Ruxpin were defective, possibly mirroring the defective prototype Mama in the game. As for narrowing down Mama's banning period, as production of the Teddy Ruxpin was first stopped in 1988, we may be able to assume that Mama was now banned between 1988 and 1995. Going any further than this might be a bit of a stretch though. I could point to the fact that the developers appear to be 90s kids. Ben Esposito, one of the developers of Tattletail, was in the Forbes 30 Under 30 list for 2015. Psst. This means that he was under 30. Geneva Hodgson, co-creator and artist for Tattletail, as well as the voice actor for Mama, praises DeviantArt for being a source of valuable knowledge over her school days. Tom Assel, lead programmer for the game who also had a huge part in contributing to Tattletail, was in school game jams in 2009, and Ryan Shannon, voice of Tattletail, is 22 as of the making of this video. All of these facts put them in that 90s kid territory. Before I sound like any more of a stalker, I promise this was easily Googleable stuff. This stretch would most probably limit the banning of Mama to the years of the Hasbro release until 1995, when all of the people involved in making the game would have also been children, as that is when any interaction that they had with Teddy Ruxpin would have been fresh for them. And we are also taking our earlier constraints into account. So from all of the facts that we've mentioned so far, by a stretch, the banning of Mama would have happened between around 1991 and 1995. Assuming that Mama had at least a year to have any strange cases of harming children detected, we could probably narrow this down at most to 1992 to 1995. And there you have it. Not only do we have a potential history of Mama, we also have a potential period in which Mama may have been banned that makes sense when compared to the events of the game. A Tattletail theory? You betcha! Hey yo Prodigies, Charles here, and in this video I'll be sharing with you another Tattletail theory. This one will explain how the baby Tattletails lay eggs. If you find this video too long for you, remember to tap Add To and select Watch Later to save your progress, or just do it for fun. And remember to subscribe and tap that bell for more cool and interesting horror game theories. Keep in mind that we will cover the egg-laying mechanics of the baby Tattletail, because as far as we know, Mama Tattletail does not lay eggs and only tells stories. Let's start with what we know. We know that the Tattletails are loosely based on the toy, the Furby. We also know that they could have been based on the toys known as Hatchimals. Fun fact, Mama looks like she was inspired by the 80s toy, the Teddy Ruxpin, who is also a cute/scary storytelling doll. If you'd like to learn more about it, check my When Was Mama Banned theory. The Baby Tattletails product box tells us that the baby Tattletails can lay eggs, but we don't have any clues that Mama can do the same. Got all those facts? Now let's bring it all together. In order to discover how a Tattletail might have laid an egg, we need to look at real-life examples of toys where this was actually the case. This is because in the game we don't actually see them laying eggs themselves, they just kind of appear all over the house. Now we know that Tattletails are commonly compared to the popular toy in real life, the Furby. However, we have not seen a Furby capable of laying eggs. They are also compared to the Hatchimals, plush toys that hatch from eggs, but while we're able to see that Tattletails might hatch from eggs using this example, there are still no cases of Hatchimals actually laying the eggs. Besides, the eggs that the Tattletails lay look way smaller. We know for sure that Tattletails lay eggs, as mentioned on the product box in the game, and when they eat something, it comes out of the egg that it lays. So what can we do? We've gone through all the possibilities. Not exactly. Enter the Wovlove. There used to be a toy known as the Wovlove, which laid eggs containing smaller Wovloves that could be placed back into their eggs and their parent Wovlove to be laid again. So, how does it work? I'll tell you now, and just a quick warning, this is a little bit disturbing. You've been warned. Alright, let's go. First generation Wovloves give birth after 30 minutes of playtime, or after 10 minutes for the second generation. This involves patting its back, making noise around it, or rocking it around. You can also feed it by giving it a plastic tattle treat, a plastic num-num. Eventually, the Wovlove will say, "Here comes baby," and a countdown will start to indicate that the Wovlove is giving birth to an egg. Opening the egg will reveal a baby Wovlove, and the mama Wovlove will then try to recognize and sync with the baby, giving it a name. It takes a while for the Wovlove to actually lay an egg, so if you want to see the process in full, check the video in the description. It is quite possible that Tattletails lay their eggs and are reloaded in the same manner, except instead of laying more baby Tattletails, the baby Tattletails just lay whatever they eat. How whatever they eat gets into the egg is a whole other story. What's interesting is that the mama Wovlove has to sync with her babies to detect them, which might be similar to the feature in Tattletail where mama can detect the baby Tattletails and the pitter-patter of their feet. Could this possibly be further support of our Tattletail wolfpack theory? Whatever the case, I think that this is the closest that we can probably get to explaining how the baby Tattletails lay eggs. For now, what do you think? A Tattletail mystery? You betcha! Hey yo Prodigies, Podcharles here, and in this video I'll be sharing with you a Tattletail mystery. This one will cover the mystery of how Mama got into the house. If you would like more horror game mysteries, remember to subscribe and tap that bell, as there will be more to come. And just before we begin, if you think that this video is too long for you, remember to tap Add To and select Watch Later to save your progress, or just do it for fun. So what's going on? Tattletail fans definitely fear and respect Mama, but many are clueless as to how Mama actually got into the house in the first place. Many of the prodigies have their own opinions on how Mama could have gotten into the house, and I have shared some of my thoughts in my Why Mama Wants to Kill You video. But it isn't good enough. Mama is the only real threat in the game, and since it was banned years before the game took place, how did she get there? Well, let's dig deeper. I have suggested two main ways Mama could have gotten into the house in the past. The first way is Mama was just already there. When we find her, she's located in a basement room with a cot, some boxes, and a stack of ketchup bottles. This room looks a lot like old storage space, and it might have been used to store Mama Tattletail from when the player was a toddler, or even a baby. Some say that Mama may have belonged to the mother from when she was a child, but no matter how young the mother might realistically be, I can't agree with this. Mama Tattletail would not have been released when the mother was a child, and I don't see why the mother would have an interest in buying one in her older days other than for her child. If you'd like to learn more about when Mama may have been banned, check out my When Was Mama Banned theory. The second way is Mama was bought second-hand. Remember that Tattletail takes place in the lead up to Christmas Day. The new baby Tattletail was the hottest toy around, and it was supposed to be able to interact with this strange Mama Tattletail toy, which wasn't even available. A mother would only want the best for their child, so Mom went out of her way to find a mama to go with the baby Tattletail in the lead up to Christmas. This would be the ultimate gift for her child. There's only one thing I could see wrecking this point. The prototype. In my Is Mama Only a Prototype theory, we suggest that there might actually be a new version of Mama that was made to be able to interact with the new baby Tattletail. If this is the case, how did the mother get access to the new prototype? This leads us to our next point. Maybe Mum worked for Waygetter and got the prototype as an employee bonus. Sometimes people who work for toy and game companies can get special access to new products before they're released. This would make a lot of sense if we didn't already have the footage from the hidden cameras on the video horror system, or VHS. Remember the mamas, or mama, at the factory went completely psycho at least 2 months before Christmas of 1998. So why would Waygetter willingly give away a potentially dangerous toy to their employees? Unless you took it by force. Speaking of psycho mamas, our fourth point is that Mama may have broken in on night 1, as we see the front door open on the way back to bed. Mama makes its first appearance on night 2, so it does make some sense, but that raises the question of how Mama actually opened the door. And how would Mama Tattletail have gotten in the house if its audio cassette tape wasn't even installed to power it up? Perhaps someone had broken in and left Mama in the basement, but it would be a very strange break-in. Could this explain why we heard knocking at the end of night 2? What do you think? Remember to subscribe and tap that bell for more interesting horror game mysteries. If you enjoy horror game theories, be sure to check the description for a link to all of the theories and secrets I've made so far, and Prodigies, I really hope that these videos help you to expand on how you think, so it can help you with how you go about your thinking in your daily lives. See ya!